going? JK from Ecore, and today I'm just here to discuss some of the distributed Bitcoin mining, the productive solution to utilize and tackle flare gas emissions. And JK from Ecore, and today we're going to discuss mainly about this hydro cooling and utilizing how to utilize the flare gas to mine Bitcoin. So about us, a little about us. Ecore, we are a service provider and operator integrated system, and we're partners with MicroBT and WhatsMiner, where they're a strategic partner to do their carbon emission-free statement, and we're co-designing the whole cooling solution and development for MicroBT. So, flare gas, right? A lot of reasons we're here is that you have this flare gas issue for 135 million tons of things being released to the environment, and when you're using it, if we utilize all this methane generation, we can power the entire UK with all the methane generated. So, however, they're being burned, they're being wasted into the system. So we're losing the power on the scale of the whole UK. And how do we utilize this, right? How do we use this zero emissions being released into the atmosphere? It's horrible for the environment. And so we have this environmental issue, this flare gas. Right? So we have these carbon emission. That's first and foremost, it causes global warming and is a very extreme climate issue. And constantly draw the food and we preach about the environmental issues, and it's bad for the earth. So what do we do about it? And we want to utilize the flare gas, right? We want to have these. We want to use this to mine, but it's very hard to utilize flare gas because they're small, they're very diverted, they're scattered, they're byproducts of drillings. They're very hard to transmit to grid because they're remote, they're small scaled, and they have basically negative economic value. Like all the folks that are in the business are going to tell you they're going to have to pay like a fine for a while to get rid of these. And with the environmental law getting stricter and stricter, you're going to have to deal with this eventually, one way or the other. Why not just get in front of it and tackle this issue? Utilize Bitcoin mining. So the ARK Invest, I'm sure everybody reads them. They have this report every year. They're saying word for word, it's like direct copy from them. It says distributed Bitcoin mining could be a productive way to harness and contain natural gas emissions. This is a huge statement that they made with the latest report. They saw the issue, and here are some. Some people are getting ahead of the curves. They're saying they see the value of this whole operation. There's some major players are already getting in. Crusoe, Giga, Kamaro, and upstream. Giant Energies, they're all trying to get ahead of this, and I'm sure this is why all of us are here in Houston. Lovely city, but it's I think that's why we're here, to empower, right? To empower it with it, and with more companies joining us, we think this is a very promising business model, and Core is here to help. We've been doing this for a while, and we realized the difficulties of utilizing the flare gas, right? The decentralization problem. You always have like smaller sites for these, and once you put in the generator, they usually equivalent to less than 2 megawatts of power, right? And it's usually in remote areas where there's hot weather, especially in Texas. All the sites in West Texas, it gets extremely hot in the summer. So cooling it down. The mining operation is going to be an issue. Besides, it's hot, and it could be very, very expensive to cool it down. So how can we help? We're debuting our new series with Ecore. Like I said, we're the hydro cooling solution for the WhatsMiner mining, and that's what we do the best. We cool it down and we utilize the heat Right, we're debuting our new outdoor system, and I see a lot of familiar faces here, so a lot of us are actually very familiar with the system already. But this outdoor Methane Green series, where we have unintended design with net zero water consumption. Safe, reliable, but I cannot stress this enough. Although we're hybrid cooling, but the actual cooling, is referring to the inner loop. The cooling of the semiconductor is done by water. The outside loop, where you exchange the heat out, is done by purely dry coolers. So you have the water electrical isolation and the very flexible and fast deployment. Each one of these holds around 10 watts minor, M53, M33, 53 plus miners in the system. So this itself is a very mini version of a quick deployment. If you have very scattered, we design wheels behind it so you can deploy it very fast and relocate it very easily with very low noise. So this, we figure out this could be our blueprint into the industry, which basically solves all of these issues with our Methane Green. And we also have, so you see, zero water usage, remote access, small and modular design. You can deploy this as many as you want. But if you have a more centralized operations, we do come up with this higher density ones. But just to show you guys, the test that we did for this system, we did it at a very high temperature of 47 degrees C, one in Dubai, and we've been pushing it to the limit. We've been using our system, overclocking the Wattsminer M53s, and we're doing what we can to it, and while cooling everything with a dry cooler. So there's no external water sources required. We're just making net zero water. You only need to fill what's in these miners, which is very minimum. And so we've been running this for a couple months, and we can still overclock this in terms of hash rate by 20%. So these are very sufficient cooling with the dry coolers. So with that being said, we got a lot of demands from higher or packed, bigger actions for the containers. So then we come up with the container solutions for our system, and it's very mobile. It's a very high integrated system, and with fast delivery and very low failure rates. And so basically, this is a bigger version of our Methane Green series. It's deployed outdoors. You can do it anywhere, and you can just utilize the heat. Or you can use a dry cooler to cool it. Depends on your need. So here's a quick video of our newest container. This one holds 160 units or 160 miners with the capacity of 1.12 megawatts. If you don't overclock it, you can overclock it to 1.6 megawatts, which you find suits the needs of most of the flare gas sites. Most of the mining operations. You see everything is fully integrated, it's ready to deploy outdoors, it's passport protected. It's our newest design. We're proud of it. So our global target is to reduce the flare gas emissions to achieve the 2030 zero emission goals, the World Bank, and more short term and more realistically, we want to help oil and gas companies to solve the flaring gas issue, which they do have right now. And we know a lot of players that's acquiring the sites of that. They're burning them up, or they're transferring to electricity. But we can help you utilize it. So we can also use our system to feed off other off-grid powers. Right? We can use the off-grid, for example, those off-grid remote new energies or clean energies, solar, wind, and we can utilize the biogas and from the landfill gas. You put a generator there, it's off-grid. Our system has this wide range of voltage intake that can take away these rather less than clean power and any other stranded energy that we design our system to take, because we do have with Wattwas Miner, we do have around 70% of downclocking ability, and we can adjust that to fit the need of the type of power. So beyond stranded energy, can we do more imaginative thing, it's a more creative way to help the environment and help to reduce the carbon emission while mining Bitcoin? Yes. So this is an ideal scenario that we come up with. We draw the power from the landfill biogas, we draw the power from excessive renewable energy, we draw the power from the flare gas sites, and we put them through our system, and our system outputs a lot of heat. We're talking about millions of BTUs coming out, and we do the heat utilization. That's why our mission statement, we're a heat core. Right? We do a lot of heat utilization. We use it to. Here, I'll give you some examples. So another thing we can do is to do the grid balance. Right? For the grid balance, we adjust the balance of the power and grid, and we can basically act as a battery for the local grid with our instant downclocking capabilities. So, we do not become a burden for the grid, but rather we help the grid to adjust to its peak and its lower band. So, what are we doing? Also, combining with the mining, that we do the heat utilization, where we can heat up greenhouses, fish farms, swimming pools, buildings with our system. And our target is that we use no more fossil fuels to use for heat. And another thing that we come up with that's really imaginative is one of my personal favorites, is that we do the seawater desalination, which means we're solving the water problems, and by providing heat to boil the water and to get rid of the salt in the water. And so here are some of our applications. We have these projects that's doing the fish farming, where we combining a very one cabinet temperature, and they grow faster, way faster, actually 5 times faster in warmer water. So combining with our farming and the profit from selling those fish, you can reduce your payback period to less than 6 months. That's including the mining equipment and everything. And we also do the commercial building heating. We've done this 18 megawatts of system that we do that we square out the whole shopping mall over 139,000 square feet of the building in the winter. And we also, so we're debuting this in 2023 around June and July, that we R&D this whole project with the deep compressed in the deep pressured chamber. We heat up the deep pressure chamber to boil the water at a lower temperature using our heat. So once you boil the water, then we can actually help solve the saltwater desalination issue. And we're very proud of the design. It's a very innovative way of utilizing the heat generated by the hash, by the semiconductors of your mining equipment. And also, we were doing the greenhouses in Alberta, Canada, one of the coldest places on Earth. And we're doing a small operation. As you can see, those are the greenhouses in the back. This is already implemented, and we're making agriculture possible in their famous 6-7 months of winter. And of course, the flare gas, we're already in the deployments of these. And the income value for this is, you have cheap power rates, and we can do fast deployments for these. We also just do, regular mining operations, with dry coolers only. This is an example of that. You see those dry coolers in the back. And we basically have a project size of 20 megawatts. So our mission is, Bitcoin and energy. You cannot talk about Bitcoin without addressing the energy issue. We don't want to use the extra energy for mining, which means, we want to tap in those fields that's already, using fossil, using all this. We don't want to say, hey, we use this energy just for Bitcoin mining. You're already using this energy anyway. Let's just get something out of this. And together with that, we can make this a net carbon negative footprint to it, because we're reducing fossil fuels use. So we want to make Bitcoin to the public, you know, it's not evil anymore, right? It's actually helping. It's actually helping all these projects. It's utilizing all this heat to actually do all this. So with that, we're looking for, you know, all kinds of partnership in the heat utilization methods, or, you know, in the traditional, in the methane and flare gas utilization and traditional heating. To we want to transfer traditional heating to the electric heating, and we want to bring a very fast response to the grid. And with our system, we designed to be remote controllable. You know, you can so with a agreement with the grid, we can down clock it 70%. Imagine you have a 20 megawatts of operation there. You know, agree to the grid. Hey, you know, a certain time of day, we can down clock it to 70. You know, down clock it 70%, which means I'm only running 0.6. I'm only running 6 megawatts of that operation, and the rest of the 14 megawatts can be, you know, used by the grid to fight their peak issue. So this is what we want to do, and we're doing it. So today, you know, today we're here in Power Houston, is that we want to see more possibilities coming out of this. So yeah, thank you guys, and here's my contact. If you guys want like get a screenshot of that. So yeah, I guess have more questions in our way, and yeah, thank you.